Welcome back to our final segment on this edition of Chamber Exchange, a TV show brought to you by Bank Hometown, who support the show and the opportunity, gives us the opportunity to share with you viewers, chamber members, and movers and shakers helping create jobs and expand the tax base in central Massachusetts. And in that regard, we got someone that does that every day, Dr. Satya Mitra, who has the Tax Guru, Tax and Financial Services, a business, both providing tax advice and working with people on filings, and then a whole financial services, financial planning element. But beyond that, and his service on the chamber board and with Rotary, and having been a director of the Worcester Public Library and serving on the board of the planning board of the city of Worcester. In the last several years, Dr. Mitra and his wife have created the Joy Guru Humanitarian Services, Inc., which is a philanthropic effort that raises dollars, but then commits to the community in a variety of different ways in serving those who need some assistance. And Dr. Mitra, maybe you could talk about, the rationale behind creating Joy Guru and the work you've been doing in the community to date.
Thank you, Tim. Joy Guru Humanitarian Services is right now really the heartbeat of our business, and see that we really thrive with it. And main purpose of that is to serve the humanitarian causes in our community and beyond. So 2016, Shima, my wife, and I, we thought of creating this Joy Guru Humanitarian Services, giving it an IRS approved entity. It's a nonprofit organization, 501c3, established in 2016. Particularly with the background, as I told you, that I came from difficulties in my life, and my guru instructed me to help people. And with all those combinations, this was the time when we thought that, we should, and business has risen to a level that we thought that the success of the business must be shared with the community. So we wanted to create a legal entity to it and make it affordable and also sustainable nonprofit organization to help the community. So we also wanted to honor our guru who really inspired us to do this. So that's why we named Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. Joy means victorious. So victorious in the memory of our guru, we created this organization which will help all humanitarian causes. So after it was created, I think particularly, in 2015, when my wife Shima and I, we were traveling in Brazil, and Shima was sort of like very brutally battered there by the culprits on a beach, Copacabana beach. So, and probably should have been killed, but we were very fortunate that we came back home. And then when we came back, we thought first to start a charitable school of self-defense for women and girls in our community in Worcester. And we did that. And then the thought came that maybe now we should really create a foundation which will extend this service beyond just the self-defense classes. Self-defense classes were the first item. And then we now have the mission to help people, those who are hungry, to provide them the food.
Dr. Mitra, if I could just interrupt you there. So you took a very difficult situation. You were traveling on Rotary, which is all about giving back and building an international community. You were there with your wife, and unfortunately, she was assaulted. And you took that negative experience and turned it into a positive. But some of the other areas of focus of Joy Guru Humanitarian are based upon, you came from very humble origins and had some challenges early on in your life with your mother passing away and your dad losing his sight. And that has motivated you to, and you went, hungry at times. I mean, that motivated you to on some of the things that you're focusing on here, and talk about that and what you're focusing on and why.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that we're doing as a mission of this foundation has a background behind it. So I grew up homeless on many occasions. My father and I had really no place to live, and some friends told us to live in their veranda one day, in their kitchen another day. So we were sort of like vagabonds. We didn't have a place. So that really, inspires me to see that I help those who are homeless in the community. And as a result of that, as you know, when the pandemic started last year, city mayor and the city manager called me asking, they're looking for a shelter for all homeless people in our community, and they are renting a place. And they told me if our foundation could help, because that was our mission. So we said, well, let me know how much it cost. And I think it was like 29,000 some dollar they gave me an expense that would cost to have a place rented and feed them and medical system and all that. So we wrote them a check of $30,000 from the foundation to get that going. So that was the something negative happened in my life. Now I feel at least we can help those people. We have a food that we supply every month in All Saints Church. We have catered food for these homeless people, those who come there, and we feed them hot food. So we want to take it beyond that. We want to extend our services. We're trying to talk to Worcester Food Bank with Gene McMurray, so we can also partner with them. I'm expecting a call from Congressman McGovern. He is very high on the eradicate hunger. So we're going to talk about see how our foundation can help that. And then we have, the blind. My father died blind, and we were so poor that we could not really take him to a hospital to take care of him. So now, in his honor, I try to see that anyone who is visually impaired or blind to help them. So we go do camps in different countries. We did it in India. We did one in Kenya, in Nairobi in 2020 beginning. And about 2,000 people came there, and about 60 of them underwent cataract surgery. They have never gone to hospital. They're so poor. So it was very gratified, to be able to sponsor that whole camp for about 10 days. Shima and I were there, and we'd go to every camp that we do. Last year, of course, because of the pandemic, we couldn't, but we look forward to doing all these things, which had an impact in our lives before, like blindness of my father, homelessness of my own, Shima being, assaulted in Brazil. And we help community schools, public schools or the nativity schools. So we serve them school supplies, the African school of the refugees that we have in our community, ACE, African Community for Education. Casca Wow is the director. We supply the school supplies, everything to support them. So that has been our mission, but we're not limited to only these 4 things. I mean, we want to see anything humanitarian. We would like to really serve and help them out. And also many nonprofit organizations in our own community, we have provided support to them, financial support to them at the pandemic time. So anyone can call me at the same number, 508-641-8441.
Dr. Mitra, you're very focused here, but also there's a, international piece, that you do with the eye care, but very focused on Worcester and Central Massachusetts. So on two levels, if people wanted to give and donate and contribute, much of this is funded through your fundraising efforts and your own generosity, but there are also opportunities for people to give. And then you also, want to have conversations on where you can help. So there's 2 ways that people can reach out to you to contribute, and also if they've got ideas on how Joy Guru might help, right?
Yeah, so we have our website. People can go to joyguru.org and, joyguru.org. And people can see the opportunities for them to get involved and also donate. There is a button that they can click on and do the donations. They can always call me for any questions they have or how they want to get involved with our organization or donate. And, majority of the donations right now has been from our family, my 2 sons, Bishkar and Alingan. They support a lot, and ourselves. And we seek, like last year, we could not do any fundraising, but we try to do some fundraising efforts, as the days get better and raise some money. My goal is to raise about $1 million by next year, end of next year, 2022, and also have a Joy Guru Humanitarian Center in our town, in Worcester, because that's where my heart is. So I want to do everything around Worcester because this community has given us a lot. And no matter how much we give back to this community, it feels like less what we have received from them. My wife and I, we both feel that we're really blessed to be in this community and be involved in the community. And we want to continue to support through Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. So anyone can call for any support they need, whether it's a school, whether it's food, whether it's any kind of self-defense classes. We can send our instructors to corporate offices and train them also. So anything that we can do, we feel blessed.
Well, on that note, thank you, Dr. Mitra, for all you're doing on the business community, but also philanthropic community as well. And to you, our viewers, thanks for being with us.